Alright guys, welcome to a video that's a little different than what we do at times here at the Texas Roadshow shop. A lot of times you're going to see us at shows doing deals. You're going to see recap videos of what we got at shows. We want to do a little bit something different and hopefully make a video that helps not just beginners but maybe people that have been in the hobby for a while but don't consistently go to shows, and basically make a video on tips that we think will help you in your future card show endeavors, whether it be as a hobby or on the business side of things. We think all of these are applicable to everybody, so hopefully this is a good video. If you like it, like the video, be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get all of our notifications when we go
I've been on a wave. Please don't come around me trying to kill my vibe. Y'all been jumping ships while I'm out here catching tides. Thought I told y'all, security at the door and they about to hold y'all.
So first tip I'm going to bring up is to have a plan.
I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
Yes.
I think a lot of people don't realize that really the most work for a card show, whether you're buying or selling or trading, you do most of that work when you are preparing for the card show and not actually at the show. So for example, if you're going into a show to do nothing but buy, you need to have a list. Me and Chase typically are on Market Movers, Car Ladder, eBay, and be able to put all of that research together to form a list of either players or specific cards of specific players to look for at that show, and know what price you're willing to pay and kind of where you're projecting for it to go. For trading, something that we like to do is to comp everything out the day before the show starts. So we have the most recent comps of all the stuff that we're trying to trade. Have a list, again, ideally a spreadsheet, whether it's a 2-row box and you're trying to trade it all to one person, or if it's just 5 or 6 cards within the 2-row box that you're trying to move to 20 different people at the show, you still have an idea of what you want in each trade. Selling at shows is a big thing, whether you're set up as a dealer, whether you're on the buyer side but you're trying to move a card to get money. You know, me and Chase just set up at the Atlanta show for the first time with some other roadshow people, and basically what we saw is the importance of not having to look up a card and what you're into it for, what it comps at. You need to price it, and I'm not saying price it right at comps, but price it at a point where you know you can take 10%, 15%, 20% and know the price really quickly. Because you don't want to miss out on a sale because you're taking 5 minutes to look something up and to get more information. You want to have all that information already at your disposal. Again, Google Sheet document could be something that really helps you with that, where you can go through, see what you want for each card, see your bottom dollar, see what the last comp was, and know that you can meet the potential buyer somewhere between there. Next, I'm going to talk about budgeting your spending.
With current and projected deficits, we need to cut expenditures by 32%.
Let's make it an even 40.
And obviously, I think number one is very important, but at the end of the day, number two is going to dictate what kind of mobility you have at the show. Whether it's a $10 budget, a $1,000 budget, or a $100,000 budget, you have to budget your spending and know how much money you have going into the show. So what I like to do is be able to bring enough cash or enough money, whether that's PayPal, cash, Venmo, whatever, have enough spending power that I can buy whatever's on my list to be searching for, and I can bring cards to try and sell or try to make part of the trade. There's a lot of times that I'll see a card that I want, and I'll try to make a trade as part of it, and the dealer will want all cash or won't want what I have to trade. So be sure you budget your spending accordingly, and don't go into a show depending on selling a lot of cards or trading a lot of cards, because a lot of times dealers may not want it, and what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up forcing yourself to take a lesser percentage and lower margin on the cards that you set aside to sell, because you have budgeted that as part of your budget for the show. So whenever you need money for cards, you're going to have to go sell these in order to buy something else over here that you want. And when you do that, you're going to force yourself into, I have to sell these cards. And then that takes away all bargaining power that you have on your side of the table. If you're not getting a deal, walk away and put that money into your next show. and it will give you more bargaining power and more buying power at your next show if you do it that way, and you won't be forced into buying or selling at a margin that you don't want to. Next tip I have, number 3, is take your time.
That's okay. Take your time.
Whether that is at a table and you're looking at a car to potentially buy and you're looking at comps, take your time with that. Or if it is you see a car that you really want at the first table that you walk into, take your time. Now, I'm not saying if you walk into a first table and find a steal of a deal not to buy it. You should. I'm willing to bet that 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up finding that same card at a better deal or something that fits your budget, whether that's trading or moving stuff around instead of just buying cash. You find something that suits what you're wanting to do better than just pulling the trigger on that first buy. And I talked to Chase, and I guess I never really realized this, but I can see how it can be intimidating, is when you're standing at a table and you're looking at comps for a card and the dealer's on the other side, you're kind of in a hurry. There may be more people behind you trying to look at the cards. Don't get in a hurry. Take your time. If you have to move to the side out of the way a little bit so that more people can access the showcase, do that. But at the end of the day, the dealer, if they're a good dealer, is not going to care if you stand there and look up comps. So at the end of the day, cash is king at a show. And if you have a cash and you're willing to buy, if they're a good dealer, they're going to be willing to be patient with you until you come up with a price that's comfortable for you. And at the end of the day, if they're a good dealer, that's what they're looking for. They're looking to make a deal that makes them some money, gives you a little bit of room for you to make some money. Because at the end of the day, if you buy from that dealer and you go and you make money, guess what? Next time you go to a show, you're going to be buying more from that same dealer. So take your time, be patient. Don't buy the first thing unless it's just a steal. And don't feel rushed going through a show, because anytime you're rushed, that's when you're going to make poor decisions. Don't let anyone rush you or move you out of the plan that you're comfortable with. So I think tip 3 really goes hand in hand with tip 4. My tip number 4 is don't force buys.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
Whether you're spending outside of your budget, whether you are being rushed and it's a card that you really want that's on your list, don't force a buy. And be okay to walk away. You know, I have plenty of videos out there where I walk away on deals that are, you know, close to $25, $50 away from making a deal happen, and I walk away because it's not in my best interest to force a deal that isn't in that percentage range or in that value range that I need that card. Even if it's going $50 above your budgeted spending, and you think, oh, it's only $50, I really want this card, I would always suggest don't do it, because at the end of the day, you can do a lot more with that $50, and if you're that close, you're probably going to be able to find that card somewhere else. So, like I said, don't force buys, be patient, take your time. The right deal is always going to come to you later on in the show. So next, and I've kind of covered this throughout, but don't let yourself become scared or intimidated in purchasing a card.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Get out of here! Let's go! Let's go! Move!
Like I said, if you're dealing with good, reputable card dealers, they're there to help you. As a card dealer, I am never going to force you or intentionally intimidate you into any type of negotiations that you're not comfortable with. So know that. Don't be scared. Don't be intimidated by card dealers. If they're a good card dealer, they're actually going to reach out and help you even more, go above and beyond to help you find that card, even if it's not through them. Because I know that if I can connect one of my customers to a card through some other dealer, that my customer still gets that card. And of course, I don't make money on that deal on that specific time, but it's just going to come full circle because that dealer is going to help me out in the future with one of his customers. So don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. Approach the table very professionally, obviously, polite and courteous, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to get the same back. Don't be intimidated to look up comps, to do any of that. Also, going hand in hand with this is don't be scared to negotiate. Dealers know whenever they put a price sticker on a card that maybe 10% of the time someone's going to just walk up and pull the trigger on it. That's a very rare instance. Vast majority of the time, people are going to negotiate on that card. That's just how card shows work. And dealers know that. Dealers that have been in this game for a long, long time and decades plus know that if you put a card out, it's very rare someone's just going to come out and buy it. There are going to be negotiations, and that is expected. So don't be scared to go into those negotiations with a dealer. Like I said, at the end of the day, that dealer's trying to make money, but the good dealers are also trying to make you money, because that way everybody wins, and that way you're going to be a repeat customer for them. So that's going to intro me into number 6, which is build relationships.
Sir? Sir, are you listening to me, sir? Sir, I'm talking to you.
And I think this is the most important part in all of the hobby, is those relationships that you can build with dealers and the connections that you make. I have a lot of dealer friends out there that I know, if I have a Joe Burrow card, I know who to take it to. If I have a Mike Trout card, I know who to take it to. If I have a vast assortment of a huge lot or a huge collection, I can kind of pluck through what I want for myself, and I know who to move that collection to. And that just takes time in building those relationships. Those relationships don't happen overnight. Don't be scared to build them. Like I said, those dealers are always looking for customers to make money and be more successful in the game, because essentially what that's going to do is just create another revenue stream for them. If they can turn you in to a person that 5 years down the road is spending $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year on cards, they know that vast majority of that's going to be coming to you because they trust you and y'all have built that relationship. So that's the goal of all good dealers, and it should be your goal, because ultimately those dealers are going to help you make money. And those are the dealers that are going to say, hey, I have XYZ at good profit margin. I need to move this to you to get into something else. Those are the deals that you're looking for. Those are the dealers that you're looking for. And like I said, those are the connections and the relationships that you're looking for. And it'll be very quick, or it'll be very easy, and it'll be quick to figure out the good dealers and separate them from the bad dealers. I'm still finding good and bad ones here and there, even at the Dallas Card Show a couple months ago. But as soon as you find those good and those bad dealers, you're going to separate yourself and put yourself into a better position, to where you can go into a show, go by the dealers that you know first, and automatically have those connections to where you know you're going to get a fair deal on a card potentially that you're looking for. And dealers are going to be able to give you better prices because they know that you're going to be a repeat customer in the past, and more importantly in the future. And lastly, have fun, relax. At the end of the day, this is a hobby.
This is where the fun begins.
Now, can you turn it into a hobby that makes you money? Absolutely. I think that's what we're all trying to do, or at least the vast majority of us. And even the true collectors out there at the end of the day, they don't want their collection to go down. Just because they don't really sell, they still pay attention to value. They don't want to buy something that is too high or too low. At the end of the day, we're all trying to make a little bit of money. We're all trying to enjoy the hobby. Just relax. Take your time throughout the show. At the end of the day, it's a hobby, and vast majority of the people in this industry are good people that are more than willing to help younger and newer collectors out along the way. So don't be scared to approach. Like I said, once you figure out who those good dealers are and trustworthy dealers are, don't be scared to approach them and ask them questions, because they're going to welcome it, because it's important to them to build their relationship with you, just as it's important for you to build their relationship with them. So like I said, have fun, relax. At the end of the day, it's a hobby. Hope you like this video. Be sure to like it down below. Leave a comment if it helped you. Leave a comment for other video ideas that we may be able to do in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of the content that we have here. Sub to us on Instagram, Texas Roadshow Shop. We should have some huge updates coming in the next month or two as the shop continues to get underway. We will put all of our pictures there on Instagram, and hopefully we'll be bringing you some more video content of that along the way. But until then, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.
Thought I told y'all, security at the door and they bout to hold y'all. Carry y'all lethal weapons, I'm about to fold y'all.